That's right. For the first time ever, we are early on More Pooh Talk. Can you believe it? Oh my God, we're actually on time. It's a miracle.
This was insane.
We did it.
All right, and joining me is the master of Mario, Joker's Wild.
It's me. That's my official title. I have it on my birth certificate.
The hashtag launch queen himself, Dash Haber.
Hello.
That's a podcast, the right reference, Dash.
And
also, folks, I don't look at me. He's definitely not Joe Rohde. It's PerGron. PerGron, that's the only joke I can make for you. It just fits so well.
That's all right. It can live as long as it can.
All right, guys. So I am tentatively back in the swing of things here. We have Beowulf in the comments. Tegan eats plants. I love your guys' usernames on here. You guys are very creative with your usernames. Honeybee. So I am tentatively back. I am going to be back for one of the three of these projects, and then I'm going to bounce. I'm sorry about that. It's just been a really busy week on my end. So we're going to talk about Team Time's project first here, and then after I leave, Jokers is going to kind of take the reins as the host. Jokers, I know you can do it.
I know I can too. I just don't want to do it.
And then I should, by all intents and purposes, be back in the swing of things for the next project. I'm very excited about the arcade. Sounds like a cool time. It's T Cool chiming in. Hey there, T Cool. How you doing? I need to get back to you on some stuff regarding Sorcerer. So you want to be an Imagineer, buddy? We're kind of gaining up on that slowly but surely. Avoiding my homework. I feel you, buddy. I feel you. I'm avoiding my podcast research.
So writing this project.
Right. I think we're all avoiding something in life. All right.
Ain't that the truth?
I watched, just tangent time here. I watched two different documentaries today from the guy who did Room 237.
I know he did more documentaries.
My mind is like scrambled eggs right now. I hate and love his style so much at the same time. Like, I love his style because it's stuff that I'm really interested in. I hate his style because he goes super overindulgent with it. So the two subject matters were sleep paralysis and the glitch in the Matrix stuff, which is both stuff I have a definite fascination in. Anyways, I don't even know why I brought that up, just to show my mindset for this evening. Okay. So, speaking of weird mindsets, guys, have you heard about Hipster Donald? Like, I heard that he made a surprise appearance last week.
Yeah, somehow your evil doppelganger, Tiki, showed up and introduced us to Hipster Donald, and I didn't really know what to do. I was so scared. We reached out to the real you, but I don't know. Something happened there.
Clearly, and that's all of the reality hopping we've been doing for this game. It's opening up weird dimensional pathways.
Yeah, that was a bit that went really weird, really fast. All right, so I will just let you guys take the reins on this. So why don't y'all give me an introduction to this project?
Yeah.
The more you guys don't want Hipster Donald back, the more he's going to be back, and he'll be back when you least expect him, trust me.
Oh, no.
Canonically, he got beheaded.
He's still on the channel, man.
Canonically.
But he's still relevant.
His ghost still haunts the channel to this day. Ooh.
Oh my God. Anyway, this project is The Distraction, I think.
I think it's The Deed, because it was actually...
Yeah. Yeah, so it's The Deed. We were tasked with building an expansion for a theoretical Fox Park. So we did.
So what kind of IPs can you work into a Fox Park? I feel like it's pretty limited, and I feel like you guys probably experienced that.
It's less limited than you'd think. I was surprised that Fox had the rights to Rocky Horror. I didn't know that.
Oh, dude, and you didn't do a Rocky Horror Dark Ride?
And we found out too late. I did bring it up once I found out about it, but it was like 3 days into the project.
There's some solid stuff in Fox's film vault, like Big Trouble in Little China.
The first 3 Star Wars films, the first 6 Star Wars films.
I
don't know if that counts.
Yeah, there was Alien versus Predator, there's Titanic, the Charlie Chan films.
God.
A bunch of Mel Brooks films, Young Frankenstein's Fox. I didn't realize that. But
Hotel Mel, baby.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we could have worked in. Planet of the Apes, stuff like that.
Okay, so yeah, and it turns out that everybody went for Futurama. Just literally, that's it. Just like all Futurama all the time. Yeah. Not all Futurama all the time, but Futurama was somewhere to be found in each project, which is freaking funny to me.
I suppose it had to happen at some point that all of our projects would overlap to some degree.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting that you guys, that it's like 3 entirely different approaches. There's a subland, there's an animation domination land, and then there's just one that's just entirely like mixed in with other like non-animated IPs. So like it's very interesting in that regard. It's a cool contrast.
Absolutely.
See, it was important to have the Disney Adventure get a sequel that was bigger, better than the Disney Adventure.
God. Right.
So someone chose Futurama to be that sequel, which odd choice for everyone to go with, but it worked. And I'm excited to see what the next time something like this happens and see it.
I just also blame you guys for just having that Robot Hell theme song stuck in my head like for all eternity now.
Good.
At least it's not fucking Agatha almost, or Agatha, what is it? Agatha.
It was Agatha all along.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Because that talk about an earworm, my God.
Yeah, hey, blame the monsters for that one.
Yeah.
So anyways, Team Time. I really like what you guys did with this in terms of making it kind of like a Central Park and then a new New York section. I did not have time to read the other 2 projects, unfortunately. Like I said, it's been a really busy week. I apologize. But conceptually, I think I like this the best. I don't know. Like, for all I know, animation domination could be really damn good, too. I'm sure it is to a certain extent. But, what? Sorry.
No, you're good. I thought someone talked too.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. Anyways,
it happens. Don't worry about it.
It's the ghost.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that it just was a really interesting idea to kind of like do like a realistic New York and then a fantasy land New York almost.
Yeah, that came up because I was the only person who knew what Futurama was on my team, except for Dash. I think Dash.
How do you not know what Futurama is? Am I just like old? I mean, yeah, I know I'm old, but
no,
how
they
do you
knew
kids
what it
not know
was.
what
They just
Futurama is?
They knew what it was. They just had never watched it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I watched Futurama. It is awesome. Check it out.
Yeah.
Tiki, you're absolved because the last podcast, Dash literally had to explain pretty much every single item.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why I jumped in with the whole like hipster Donald bullshit, because you guys were not doing a proper more Pooh talk. Something needed to be done.
I was learning. It was like a class. I never got to take the quiz though. We ran over.
We're trying to be informative for our audience and hosts.
Yeah, not the audience.
If you need anything explained.
All right, so just wherever you guys want to start with this thing.
Yeah, I would say let's start with Central Park.
Let's do it.
I did want to show off the map. There you go.
Oh yeah, it's a really nice map. I think.
I really
was that
think
Sharon
that
Susan, or was that no? That was Outbound. I'm sorry.
I really think that the fact that you guys have basically like 2 courtyards, I feel like that works really well in terms of visualizing where everything is in the land. You know, it feels very grounded in that regard with the geography.
A lot of that was kind of a necessity since it's all indoors.
Cool. I know I'm old and Futurama hasn't been on major primetime in a while. I know.
To be fair, Futurama's only been off the air for 8 years. So it's not.
And also, to be fair, I feel like pretty much doing a show. I feel like pretty much everyone who watched Futurama watched it on Adult Swim instead of Fox.
Yeah. And there's so many memes for Futurama too, so it's definitely still within the public consciousness.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's go to Central Park.
Yeah. I really like the direction that we took with this. I don't know who came up with Central Park. It might have been Sharon and Susan.
Well, I think it was somebody way back in like the World's Fair kind of day and city plan.
Before that, 1700s.
But yeah, so congratulations to them. But
yeah,
I don't know who came up with it here.
Thank the Dutch. I'm pretty sure it was Sharon and Susan, but I think it's a really good direction to go with it. And a big reason why we did that was because that's where the Natural History Museum is in real life.
That makes
sense. Right across. Yeah, it's right across the street from Central Park, like 2 blocks up from the Dakota.
Yeah, and honestly, the choice of going with Central Park as well for like a more grounded New York area also really works well to give sort of a greenery contrast compared to the more like frenetic sci-fi design of Futurama.
Sure. Also, I just think Panucci's pizza is like the transition is genius. I just want to point that out. That's
it's the perfect transition. I think that was also Sharon and Susan. I don't remember who came up with that, but that's like the perfect transition.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do a New York land, you have to have a pizza place somewhere.
No, absolutely.
I forgot. Do you guys have an animatronic Seymour outside of Panucci's?
No.
Oh my god, that would be a depressingly brilliant touch if you did that.
No, I don't think anyone could bear to have their heart broken by that sight.
Dude, that episode, like, I'm sure it fucked with all of you, but like, yeah, it's something. It's something else. We have 2 Will Smith pigeons because Joker and I are on the same account because Joker's going to host after I leave. Very simple explanation.
And also, I forgot to sign out when I hosted like 3 weeks ago.
Well, it works because you need to end the stop broadcast button after I leave.
And I have so much power. I can do things like this. I can do things like this.
Oh my god.
I can do things like this. I have so much power. I can do anything I want.
Wow. All right, and just the rendering, man. The rendering on this is just fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. What the fuck? Who did that?
That was Splash Xander.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, in Planet Coaster.
I'm taking
Planet Coaster. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm taking away their computer. They can't do this anymore. I don't want this to be the future of armchair Imagineering. I can't keep up.
Right. Oh god. Well, I've always stuck to pros when it comes to my strategy for getting through these games. I just rely on my pros. Maybe that's just old-fashioned.
Same.
Pros and good old-fashioned creativity.
Occasionally videos.
Videos, yeah. Podcasts, sure. Stuff like that, yeah.
Words and good reference pictures, darn it.
Right. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not playing this game because frankly, I really just can't keep up with it in regards to like it's moving so fast. There's so many people. It's just difficult. But yeah, I certainly respect the job that you guys are doing with it, though. Anyways,
So
yeah, let's move on to the attractions, shall we?
Yeah.
So Night at the Museum. This, I don't know how hot of a take this is, but this is one of my favorite franchises. Just like growing up, I had such a love for Night at the Museum, and it's still like I watched the first one pretty recently after having not seen it in a while. It holds up pretty good.
I still have not watched the third one, even though I know I should because of Robin Williams.
I actually really liked it. Like beyond just the Robin Williams tribute at the end, like I really did like it. I didn't dislike any of them, and it always makes me want to go back to museums.
It's just a really solid concept, just in general for a movie, and you know, it very much has that like old school, scholastic book fair vibe about it.
Yeah. I just wish that the Natural History Museum actually looked like the one in the movie. So it does not at all.
No.
Battle for the Smithsonian is the second one.
Yeah.
That's the one I remember the most. So yeah, that one might be the best, just based on that.
I saw that one. That was the first ever IMAX movie I ever saw.
Really? That's funny.
I remember being quite terrified of the T-Rex.
I think the first IMAX movie I ever saw was actually The Lion King in one of its re-releases, which is ironic because The Lion King was the first movie I ever saw in theaters, period. So yeah, a lot of milestones of Lion King.
Yeah. Funny enough, the first IMAX movie I can remember seeing was Thrill Ride, The Science of Fun, which was like IMAX documentaries that's all about trying to demonstrate science via theme park rides.
Dash, I respect the hell out of that. That's awesome.
Put in the comments what the first IMAX film you saw was.
Ooh, fan engagement.
I know, we're trying some audience interaction.
Oh my god.
This is a new Morph Duck.
Now we're just gonna sit in silence for 30 seconds while we wait.
Oh god. What do you guys think of the animated reboot of Night at the Museum? Personally,
I'm so fucking excited.
Really? I mean, I think it could be done well. It depends on the script, but I think for it to really work, they need to stick to the illustration style of the books for the animation. Like, I feel like if they go like a Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs style direction with it, then I'm just not going to be enthused.
Yeah, I can see that too. I'm more excited just on the premise that it is an animated Night at the Museum. And that sold me alone. Like, you could just say, look, we're gonna bring a Night at the Museum trailer attraction where you just walk through it and you see some things from the movie, and I would still be sold. So there's not really a high bar there for me.
Weirdly enough, Magic Mountain had a regular show trailer attraction for Fright Fest one year. And I never even got to do it because the line was always really long, and I figured whatever was in there wasn't going to be worth it because it was a fucking trailer.
It's a trailer. It's always worth it. It's never good, but it's always worth it.
Right.
Anyway, the Night at the Museum attraction.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we all have to take a shot now.
Oh, God.
But no, I really liked it. I thought it was really good. Theme Park Priest seems to be pretty good at dark rides. I think that's normally what they end up doing, like classic style dark rides. And yeah, I thought it was really good. I
think that the two different Night at the Museum attractions that the two teams that did them did were the two like ways that I think you could really do a Night at the Museum attraction well, and that's dark ride or walkthrough. So,
absolutely.
Maybe a little.
I think you should do a Night at the Museum attraction as an extreme thrill coaster. Personally, I think that's just what the IP needs.
No, I agree.
Just fucking 15 loops, 150-mile-an-hour launch. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm just fucking around.
I was on supercars, and you just sometimes play the theme song.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
But yeah, this was nice. I quite enjoy a dark ride, and I quite enjoy Night at the Museum. So I thought this was a very nice combination of the two. I appreciated having a mock-up of the ride vehicle.
No, I agree. Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, everything made sense. Nothing felt out of place.
Mm-hmm.
That's a picture from the museum, the whale.
It is.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the whale from Squid and the Whale? No, it's not. Because Squid and the Whale, it literally has a squid.
No, that's like... So that whale is like life-size.
Okay.
So it's like massive, and it hangs over their like marine dioramas.
Gotcha.
Every time I walk under it when I go there, I get scared that it's gonna fall.
Yeah, it's very weird.
But yeah, I also appreciate that they had a little markup, and I like the little character pictures that they put on there. I thought that was kind of fun. But yeah,
I don't know who did this map, but it's very good.
it is very good.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, so great job for Night at the Museum. I think next we have Die Hard.
Yeah.
Okay, this was a surprising hit for me. I've never thought about the idea of doing a Die Hard drop ride, but it makes so much goddamn sense.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be a coaster, and then they randomly switched to a drop tower.
I think a drop tower is perfect. I mean,
I agree.
It fits so well into the aesthetic of Die Hard. It's absolutely what I think of when I think of Die Hard, like as a franchise.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, I would say this is probably like maybe conceptually my favorite thing in this project.
I think the only real misstep was setting it in Nakatomi Tower.
Why is that a misstep?
Because Nakatomi Tower's in LA.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny because we literally talked about us needing to avoid that for 3 solid days.
Yeah, we had made a point of, that we could come up with like a new story for it. Just stand on its own merits while drawing on like the feel of the Die Hard movies.
Sure.
And then we have Nakatomi Plaza.
It's a great ride, though. It got relocated after the disaster.
There you go.
I think
it's like all California letters.
That's what they need. They just need a sign on the front that says "Now in a new location." We've moved.
No, they need the California letters out front so we can know that it's from California.
I think the thing is that all the people that would actually point that out if this was a real park are on this podcast right now.
Right. Nah, I don't know. I think that I honestly think knowing the theme park fandom, that's something that would probably drive people crazy, if I'm being honest.
I want to see the Twitter reactions.
Same. Yeah, Twitter would hate this ride.
But yeah, they got some. It's a drop tower, and I think that is definitely the perfect. I'm glad that you guys didn't go with a coaster. So whoever made that decision,
I am too,
to switch it, that was a very smart decision.
Yeah,
like that is the ride system that Die Hard, at least the first Die Hard, the only Die Hard, the real Die Hard.
The Die Hard.
Yeah.
The other ones.
Watch the reboot of Die Hard just be called The Die Hard.
The Die Hard, yes, please.
It's called McClane.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's definitely called McClane. And it stars The Rock.
Oh God.
Yeah. But Reginald Val Johnson's still there. Got him back. Yeah, this was really good.
Here's another amazing map.
Yeah, I don't know who did these, but this looks like Outbound. This one.
Yeah, this gives me Outbound vibes.
Yeah.
Could be wrong though.
Also, I don't think anyone other than Outbound would add a Christmas tree to this. That seems like a very Outbound joke.
It's just like a holiday attraction all year round.
No, exactly.
Just because of the Christmas tree.
Oh, it's not Outbound. Outbound, who did it? Who did this map?
Yeah, who did this one?
It's real nice.
people come off the ride arguing whether it's a holiday ride or not.
Yes, absolutely.
and they just skip over the fact that Home Alone has the exact same ties to Christmas that Die Hard does, and it's a stupid argument either way.
How come I doesn't know? So it was probably Splash Xander, maybe? Go up to the top. Who worked on this?
Who worked on this? Whiplash Incoming.
I was kind of... yeah, it was one of
Splash
them.
Xander, yeah.
It might have been Splash Xander. I don't think DLP Phantom's done art, but I could be wrong. I was kind of in like a tunnel vision for this whole project, so I don't really know what the other people did.
Well, it was one of those two, so good job to both of you.
Great job, guys. See, this is why we have credits on each page.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, then there is the write-up, which is about as long as I could write up a drop tower too.
That's totally fair. Yeah.
It goes down.
I've always envisioned Metroid as a drop tower, honestly, for some reason. I pictured like a drop tower shooter ride, which I think would be an interesting combination.
Interesting.
Like the guns would obviously be holstered to the seats. You wouldn't you wouldn't pull the guns out. But yeah, I don't know. I just that's been an idea that's floated around in my mind for quite a while.
They should definitely not be holstered down. So that
oh dear God.
They're just
Evan, I just saw what fucking Garrett sent us in the group chat, and yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's okay.
But the more I look at it, the worse it is.
And look
you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna screen share it.
Okay.
Just because now I've willed it into existence.
Yeah, your shot's ready, God.
God.
All right.
It's okay to take pictures. They're all wearing their trunks.
I don't want to like that caption.
It's not as bad as it sounds.
Okay, that preface scared me a little bit.
I'm just, God, yeah, why?
They love each other.
I mean, it's good fan art.
Yeah.
I mean, I can definitely say that. Like, the art is good.
The line work is phenomenal. I hate the context, but did it come out with the fire on its head?
All right. Let's. Oh God.
Let's get back to Die Hard.
It's like a bris. They have to start it after he's born.
Porcupines are born with their quills, so like, is it like that kind of situation?
Yeah, it's really not a bad image. Let them love Tiki.
I'm sorry. Anyway, what's with the chug chug? Am I missing something with the chug chug?
It's the drinking game.
Oh, the drinking game. Oh, I gotcha. For some reason, I was thinking of a choo-choo train.
I like that you specifically called a choo-choo train.
Oh, yes, the Walt Disney World choo-choo train.
Oh, God. All right,
swan boats. This is my speed.
I really like the swan boats.
Now here's a ride that's just my speed.
Yeah. Again, I don't know who had the initial idea for this, but I'm glad that we ended up going with it.
A lot of people worked on the swan boat.
Like slow attraction.
I've never done swan boats. I could have when I was in SeaWorld, but I didn't feel like it.
Well, those are flamingo boats, so you still had never done them.
Oh, you're right. Those are flamingo boats.
Go to Boston. They have swan boats.
Oh, by the way, PerGron, I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh, no.
Let's pick these bones. Let's do it.
SeaWorld was absolutely not worth doing 2 days at, my friend. Fuck me.
I told you that like 6 months ago.
I know you did. I'm sorry, PerGron, but like, man, that park needs another dark ride or something, dude. I don't know. It's great for a day. I still think legitimately, like, for a day, it's a fucking great diversion. It's got some excellent coasters. but is like a third of a whole trip. Just it felt depressing going there a second day, honestly.
Are you the only person there?
No, that's the thing. If we were the only the first day it was a fucking ghost town, which was great because that was the first time I'd been in coasters in almost a year, and so I was just able to marathon shit. That was great. Then we go back Sunday, and goddamn, if it's not just as crowded as Disney is.
I think, now I could be wrong. I could be a complete idiot. That is very possible. But I think if you go back to that, I did say it's more so worth the one day, but I do 2 days for it.
That's true.
Because for me, I could do a week at Just SeaWorld.
Oh God, no! That's where you and I could probably do a week at Animal Kingdom if I really put the effort into it.
I could do a week just in the bird aviary. Animal Kingdom.
I could do a week at SeaWorld if you included SeaWorld and Discovery Cove in the equation.
I've never done Discovery Cove.
Really? Oh man, you need to do Discovery Cove, PerGron. Jesus Christ! Oh
I don't like swimming, so it's never been like super high on my.
I don't really care for swimming either, but just knowing the animal guy that you are, man, Discovery Cove is legitimately the best animal interactions I've ever had, like without question.
Yeah, and
you need to do Discovery Cove.
Discovery Cove and Aquatica are both on my list. Aquatica solely because they have Commerson's dolphins, which is the only place in the country that has them. And I want to so bad. I would pay the price of admission just to see one type of dolphin that they have 3 of. So
I'm not a water park guy at all. Anyways, so
I just want to see the dolphins. But
we got swan boats.
We do.
The idea of the swan boats, but it really works well as a nice bit of kinetic energy in a Central Park.
Yeah. And I'm glad that we didn't try shoehorning any IPs in aside from cats. I'm glad that we didn't try like theming it after an IP because it didn't need that.
I think at one point there was talk of maybe potentially having little diorama models of various musicals. But I kind of like this idea of going through sort of the different ages of New York in a way.
Yeah, but I think this is like a really good, like, relaxing attraction.
Yeah, and you guys included Frank Sinatra's music.
Yeah.
Cats is there, and I like the reasoning for Cats being in there, and it's solely because Outbound wanted people to think Ace did it. Which I think is great. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I don't know how well this is in Dubai, so I don't know how many people know the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but...
Yeah, but it's indicative of New York.
It is. It's missing Al Roker, though. It is.
They couldn't get him.
There should have been an animatronic of Al Roker.
I mean, let's face it, everything is missing Al Roker. Like, whenever Al Roker is not in the room, it's missing Al Roker. That's just a fact of life.
If Al Roker is not in the room, everybody should be asking, where is Al Roker?
That's what I do every day I emerge from my bedroom. Where is Al Roker?
That's what I say every time I go into my bedroom.
Oh, God.
You turn the lights on, the bed's empty. You're like, just another day.
There's a new tip for you guys this week, or a new challenge. Or if you can fit into your arcade, put an Al Roker.
Oh,
yeah, whoever makes an Al Roker pinball table, they win. They win.
Oh man.
They have different modes for his gastric bypass surgery.
Yeah.
And so, pretty much I decided to take on a little bit of a challenge for myself, and basically all of the shops and restaurants for Teen Time, I worked on all of them. Yeah.
And you did good. They're really nice. They all work really well.
Thanks. When we get to the restaurants, I'll say that if I had more time, I wanted to try to come up with menus, but it actually turned out to be kind of difficult to plan out 5 separate menus for 5 different restaurants.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's. We need to kind of speed up the pace a little bit here.
Oh yeah, but for the stories of Central Park, I went for a bit of an FAO Schwartz influence for Lakendo's Toyland. Something bright, colorful, and definitely can catch the eye of guests. And FAO Schwartz is sort of this classic, like, New York store. In addition to that, there's Mementos of History, designed to be our, sort of post-ride gift shop for Night at the Museum. And then we've got Looney Lenny's Big Apple Buys, as sort of like the more kitschy, like sort of tourist trap sort of store.
Yeah, so restaurants. We got the Empire State Club.
Yep, which that took a little bit of evolution. Initially, I was thinking of basing it on the 21 Club, which is an actual restaurant in New York and was featured in the 20th Century Fox film Wall Street. But somebody mentioned, I don't remember who it is, but somebody suggested like a sort of skyline restaurant. So I did what was that?
I don't think it's anything.
I don't know. I keep hearing sounds too. And
I do too. Yeah. It's the ghost of Mr. Donald trying to get through.
So I did a pivot towards that idea with the Empire State Club. Sort of something where guests would head up to a second floor that's sort of designed to feel as if you're high up in like a skyscraper building for this classy restaurant. And I took a little bit of influence from menus of New York restaurants like Smith and Walensky and 21 Club and Delmonico's. But I also tried to pepper in a little bit of stuff of food that is sort of associated with New York or might have been created in New York. To give an example, the Lobster Newburg that I've got pictured there.
Yeah. Side note, that cold hot chocolate I genuinely thought was an egg cream, and I got very excited until I read what it was.
Well, I nearly had an egg cream.
Good.
As one of the things that I was going to list, and if I did a full menu, I probably would have an egg cream down there.
They're better than they should be.
I picked frozen hot chocolate.
What is an egg cream now?
So it's chocolate syrup, soda water, and milk, I think. Yep. It's like the precursor to a milkshake.
That's it? It's got no actual egg in it?
It does not, nor cream. It's like, you find them at like Jewish delis. They're really good.
Oh, okay. Because I'm allergic to eggs.
Hot chocolate, I had that listed as something because there's actually a coffee shop in New York known as Serendipity 3 that's known for their frozen hot chocolates. So little allusion to that.
It's good. No, I really like the menu. Everything's very indicative of New York.
Yep, and then with that, we've got the Bagel Boathouse.
Which is the most New York thing I think I've ever heard.
I can't believe you did fucking beef on weck. I was not expecting that.
I was
talking about obscure.
Some neat like food ideas to go along with not just the bagels. And I saw the mention of beef on deck. Saw the picture, thought it looked good. Went up on the menu.
They're so good. That's like a Rochester thing, but for some reason you can get them at Albany as well, and they're really good.
And also, I'd like to give credit to a theme park priest for mentioning that for him, when he thinks New York, he thinks bagels, and pretty much that helped me come up with this secondary restaurant for Central Park.
Yeah, no, totally. No, this bagel place was really great, and bagels are amazing. Yeah.
All right. Move on to entertainment.
All right, guys, we really need to speed this up. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a stickler about it. I just I want to keep this to about an hour and a half if you guys can.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. Yeah. West Side Story. By
It's
Ace.
West Side Story.
I think all the entertainment was by Ace. Yeah.
All right.
I love West Side Story though, and I can't wait for the Spielberg version.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Oh yeah.
We got Futurama.
World of Tomorrow. So this ended up being me because no one else knew Futurama. It worked out.
Attractions.
Yeah. There it is.
That's Night at the Museum.
Yeah, there's a broken link. Just go to the drop-down menu for
Okay.
So this is what happens when you write an attraction, but you don't know where you want the story to go, and then you spend too long trying to write a script for it because you really want to do that, and then you run out of time. So you get a very short plot synopsis with a very bad 2-page script. Yeah, no, I thought that was funny. That was in the show, and I couldn't find a picture of it. You said go to the Situation Room, and they just go to the bathroom. Yeah.
And then the Inferno.
Yeah, this one.
This was the highlight of the two.
Yeah, no, I agree. I had a lot of fun writing this. I was between. I said this in the main thread. I was between this and a Hedonism Bot teacup ride, but I just really wanted to write for Robot Devil, and I think it came out really well.
Yeah, I think you could have equally done like an animatronic review show with the Robot Devil.
Oh, absolutely. I was just trying to keep it small. Initially, I wanted to do like a Robot Hell Wild Mouse, but I thought that would be too big. And we were trying to scale stuff back. But I think a Music Express worked really well. And you could still have like dialogue, you could still do stuff.
Sure. I think you guys did a really good job just scaling stuff back just in general, which like for a lot of these projects, not all of them, but for a good chunk of them, I think that is one of the problems is that you just kind of get like so caught up in what you can do that you don't think about like the actual limitations of setting it within a theme park environment. And I think this project is a great example of just doing a theme park environment. It kind of reminds me, this is a weird comparison, but in terms of just like a good use of the geography, it kind of reminds me of the Mad Max project from So You Want to Be an Imagineer.
That was a great project. Yeah, we were able to like,
man.
Yeah, we should have won.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, damn
you
right.
were the judge.
Yeah, Tiki.
Me and Alex. Blame Alex. Talk to Alex.
You should have fought him.
Oh, I don't blame anyone. I won, or my team won.
And I believe there was at least one other judge besides me there. I think all of TMNT was technically judges that.
Yes.
That
yeah, they were.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, T-Cole, I was very worried about that with the Robot Devil, but then I said fuck it because I really wanted to write the Robot Devil. So, oops.
Yep. All right. On to shops. So, yeah, we've got two main shops for the Futurama area. We've got Momcore.
Yeah.
Which very much I imagined as like one of those like sort of just basically big general Futurama merch store with that sort of core theme of mom.
Yeah. This was the one store I made Dash put in because this was the exit for the ride.
Then we paired up with Malfunctioning Eddie's Robot Chop Shop, which that took a little bit more work on figuring out, like, okay, so what's another thing I could do, like a shop of from Futurama? And Joker actually mentioned Malfunctioning Eddie, kind of in conjunction with my Looney Lenny shop. And so, yeah, from there I leaned into the idea of Malfunctioning Eddie expanding to operations basically selling bits and pieces of broken down robots.
Yeah, both shops worked out really well.
Oh yeah, and adds kind of this whole neat element of collectible robot pieces themselves, or hey, go build your own collectible robot.
Yeah.
All right, and then on to the restaurants. And so, yeah, the big table service is Elzar's Fine Cuisine.
Yeah, I love this. Emerald Lagasse is one of my favorite, random pop culture figures. So any parody of him, I just get kind of a kick out of. I still maintain that Okie Dokie Cookin' would have been at least tolerable if they would have gotten someone like Emerald or Guy Fieri or someone of that caliber. I don't know. It would have at least been better.
Yeah.
It should always be.
Yeah, pretty much for there.
Or Al Roker.
Al Roker, yes.
Really did help me with coming up with a menu, with a rough menu idea here, with leaning into that along with seafood, considering, Elzar is a Neptunian, so.
Yeah, no, the menu here is great. I think the best restaurant's the Slurm Spot, though. I really like the aesthetic. I think the menu is really good.
I agree.
I had a lot of fun imagining the Slurm Spot with this whole idea of just basically think about any sort of what we do today with 1950s style diners, and just imagine what future people would do with a 1990s diner.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Honestly, we're not too far off from having 90s diners, let's face it.
I'm surprised we don't already.
There's been pop-up Saved by the Bell diners. That's about as close as we've gotten.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think I'm going to bounce.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
boingy, boingy. But like I said, guys, I just haven't had time to read the rest of these projects, so I apologize for that. I would appreciate it if y'all kept it to about another hour or so.
Absolutely not.
We're going to go an hour and 1 minute just to fight you.
Oh, God.
I'm not going to sacrifice my art solely to make you sleep better at night.
Wow. Jesus Christ. All right, guys, I gotta get going. See y'all later. And like I said, I will be on for the full arcade project.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right.
Tell Blue Dragon 5% hi. He's gone.
And then finally we've got Panucci's Pizza, and I mean, it's a classic New York style pizzeria.
Yeah.
Without a slice, pasta, soda and water, arcade machine in the corner. Boom.
Or as you can say, bada bing, bada boom.
Bam. Yeah.
All right.
This worked out really well.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Final thoughts for New York. I thought it worked out really well. I'm glad that they liked the project. I thought we were going to lose because I thought that Futurama was going to drag down the rest of the project, but I was very glad that that Doug and Disney Dad really liked it.
I think even if they didn't, it balanced out the Futurama would drag down every project. And then you'd just be back at square one.
Yeah. I'm glad that we ended up winning. I think this was a great project. I think everything came together very well. Yeah.
All right, let's jump over to Team Space. I think this is the only one that included the Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah, points for them for including that.
So when we then later look at the alcohol references and then the references to pork and stuff, I'm gonna blame you more because you know this is in a Muslim country, yet you still went there.
They're not Muslim, they just speak Arabic. That's a terrible simplification.
Yeah.
Generalization.
No,
this is
Team Space went with their animation dominion.
This one I think is the most interesting idea, but the worst executed.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy the concept. I guess they had trouble with their team being active, but obviously could have been done better. But I still appreciate it. I still think that parts were successful.
Oh yeah, I mean, at the very least, I can appreciate an actual Bob's Burgers restaurant.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, so there's a lot of tabs.
Yeah,
but it's a good map.
Yeah. How dare they do Futurama?
Imagine if this was the one that didn't.
They did Axe Cop.
Yes.
But, yeah, I really appreciate the idea of it. I like that they try to put everything together.
Mm-hmm. I like that they cited their information at the bottom.
Yeah, we should start doing that.
Yeah, everyone has to cite every single source that they use.
Yeah, every project needs to be written in Chicago.
Yeah, we're gonna
full citations.
If you don't cite your sources, I'm gonna report you for copyright.
Yeah.
So this one, which I can't pronounce because I've never actually seen Family Guy. Quahog?
It's Quahog.
Quahog. Okay.
How dare you say you claim to be from New England and you can't pronounce Quahog?
I'm from the worst part of New England.
That's fair.
From the part that's even Canada doesn't want to claim. We have more guns than we do people.
Quahog is a very good type of clam. But
yeah, I don't think there is a bad type of clam though. I don't know. I haven't interviewed all the clams.
No, I think you're right. That's a very fair point. If you go to the Big E, you can get Quahog clams.
The Big E, I have been.
If you go to the Rhode Island building, they have Quahog clams.
Yeah. I always ended up getting the baked potato and then just being full for the rest of the.
I can never deal with the line. I used to like going to. There was this one tent that used to sell turducken sandwiches. Ooh. And it gave me life, and it was amazing. But anyway, Quahog.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat choice this year that they decided to make it more about like the sort of ambiance of Quahog and sort of detail jokes in the details rather than like a major attraction space.
Yeah, and I definitely understand that. Because Family Guy is pretty vulgar, and it's kind of tough to do a proper theme park attraction without that vulgarity. But yeah, I think everything was good. The convenience store is kind of weird because it says that the guy can talk to you, but how? What's his name? Yeah, Carl. It says that Carl can talk to you, but I don't understand how. But
maybe they could have like a face character of Carl.
I like to think he doesn't talk unless you ask him about movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could actually be a neat way to go about it. Just he's pretty like non-responsive, but if you ask him for a movie, but if you ask him anything about movies, he's just going to take up your whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good opening area. I feel like it's missing something because it doesn't have any attraction. Like I said, I know it's tough to do an attraction for Family Guy, but even if it just had like a flat ride, I feel like that would have added something to it.
Yeah, flat ride would have probably been, based on what little I know about the show, I could see a flat ride working pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like a Stewie-themed teacups thing, maybe.
Yeah, you could do that. You could even do something from like a cutaway gag. I don't really know what, but there's enough there where you could make it work.
Right. So let's jump over to Springfield. The Simpsons I have seen, so I can talk a little bit more about this one. But nobody's going to.
Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. I had to mute. This is the one that I had the biggest problem with. It's good. The Duff Brewery tour doesn't make sense. I appreciate the effort. I appreciate trying to do something different with it. but I don't know. I think with characters so iconic as The Simpsons, you really have to get that characterization down.
Yeah. This one didn't.
Yeah.
And like Puff said, there's no Budweiser Zero in any rides, guys. In any of these places, guys. Any of the projects.
Very true. And of course, the cultural issues of having a ride set in a brewery.
Right.
Yeah.
When there are so many other Simpsons settings.
Really, are there? I don't think there's enough content to pull from.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mount Splashmore.
Yeah. This one was good. I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you could do just this area that's just like Krusty the Clown putting on like an amusement park, and I think it would be...
Yeah. Maybe you could call it like the Simpsons ride or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe Krusty opened a new roller coaster and the Simpsons were randomly chosen to ride it first.
Yeah, and then
you're coming along with them.
There could be all kinds of gags in there. Like there could be an Indiana Jones reference at one point.
I know. It'd be really funny if Sideshow Bob showed up too.
It would be. That would be really good. And the queue could have all the characters that don't end up in the ride.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be really funny. I think we got it.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Soarin' Over Springfield was... I don't know that Soarin' fits. I don't...
Yeah, like... I appreciate the idea, but I don't think it goes anywhere.
Yeah.
So... Yeah,
Yeah, and I do love the steamed ham shack. That is my absolute favorite Simpsons joke. It will never die.
I really wish they took it in a direction where they made it really obvious that Skinner was just trying to keep a lie going, and it got way out of hand.
Yeah, that he opened his own restaurant.
Like everyone liked him so much, and he's just like panicking opening restaurants now.
And the restaurant somehow just right next to a Krusty Burger.
Yeah.
You go in and there's like a secret tunnel that you can like kind of lift up and peek in, and you just hear Seymour rushing over to the other store.
The kitchens are very visually connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even the dining rooms are.
But no, I think that the Simpsons area is interesting. I feel like the rides could have been better for such iconic characters. And I think that's the biggest issue with this area.
I agree. Yeah, the Simpsons, like, you could do a lot of really good rides with how much content that they have over all the years that it was a little lackluster. Yeah.
Yeah. But still fun. Like, I'm glad that they tried doing something different with The Simpsons.
Right. It could have been worse. They could have not included steamed hams.
You're right.
Yeah. Like, at the very least, they did attempt to swing for something different. At least there was an attempt.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the attempt. Largely it's not unsuccessful. It could have been done better in a better way. Yeah.
Let's jump over to New York.
Yeah.
So nobody did a Futurama project, so I was really impressed that this one came out.
I know Futurama was a very unique choice. And it's really nice to see these characters finally in a physical setting.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think the ride was really cool. This is the one that has the shooter ride, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Zap to the Future.
Yeah, I think the concept's very interesting, and the direction they took it in was pretty cool. Yeah, I liked it. The Bugalo Roundup, I don't think makes as much sense as they might have thought it did.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea for a flat ride, but I think if you wanted to do something like that, you should have done like the lunar farmers rather than Bugalos.
Yeah.
So yeah. But it's still good. It's fun.
Then there's Zap to the Future, which
Yeah.
there
That's
you
what we
go.
just talked about. Yeah.
It is. And then the Zoidberg Show, which I think my biggest nitpick here was the face character portion of it.
Yeah, like it's an interesting show, but I don't necessarily think that Zoidberg lends itself to an animatronic show in the first place.
No.
I don't know what you could do with him aside from like being a side character in a bigger attraction.
Right. Honestly, and the fact that all three teams did Futurama to me was really weird because like maybe I haven't seen Futurama in quite a while. I've seen the whole thing, but it's been a while. So maybe there is more to pick through than I remember. I couldn't have come up with any like Futurama attractions besides like the token Planet Express simulator ride.
Oh, I thought it was pretty easy to come up with attractions. There's a ton of side characters. There's like a ton of vehicles in the show. There's a ton of locations in the show.
Yeah, I definitely could have picked like restaurants and shops.
Yeah,
I think attractions were a little harder, at least for me. And so it's awesome seeing that all the players did manage to get rides and shows. I just think
there was no real overlap either. There was with the simulator a little bit, but they were both pretty different from each other.
Right, and that's the planet, or that's the Futurama attraction. You would think it would be like making a Star Wars land and not having some sort of flying simulator.
Yeah.
And yeah, they got Fishy Joe's here.
Yeah, I do like the detail of having them be imitation pup.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That was a little better than, the implication that you are, in fact, eating alien offspring.
Yeah. I think that's really funny. But yeah, everything... Futurama was probably the most successful land of the four. Subland of the four.
Yeah.
In this project.
I love this pun.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I do like having whole menus was nice, and I think a lot of the references in the menus were pretty good too.
Yeah, I agree. I think the restaurants here are really good as well.
Yeah.
This is definitely the most complete subland too.
Yes. Yeah. It has rides and restaurants.
Yeah.
So finally, Ocean Ave, which is Bob's Burgers, which I just recently started, so I don't know that much about.
It's so good.
Before like 2 weeks ago, my exposure to Bob's Burgers was from the one Archer episode where he.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Bob Belcher is a great addition to the list of memorable H. John Benjamin characters.
Oh yes. But yeah, this was a great choice for a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bob's Burgers is one of those shows where you could do more with the IP, like pretty easily. But even just having the restaurant, I think, works very well. Yeah. Honestly, even without attractions, I think Bob's Burgers would have worked better as a Main Street area than Family Guy.
I agree. I think just kind of do some of the theming and then have the main restaurant. That would have made the most sense. This little overlap, I was laughing at for quite a while.
I love it.
I appreciate the full menu, but I was laughing at that. Just like this whole yellow block because jalapenos got cut off. But yeah, this was.
That was cool. I like that you can explore the upstairs as well. That's a neat idea. But yeah, this feels very faithful to the show. I think it was a very good addition.
Yeah.
Pretty inconsequential, but it's still cool.
Yeah. And Animation, what the fuck? Animation Dominion, which I'm just now at this very moment realizing is not Domination.
Yeah, I thought it was Domination as well. The name doesn't really flow that well.
No. But yeah, overall, I do think it was the weakest of the three projects.
I agree. Also, Puffle fan, I agree with you as well that it was kind of hard to read the menu for the Bob's Burgers menu. They should have done like blackout lines. Wow, blackout lines or red typeface. But that's a nitpick. Who cares? But yeah, no, I agree that this was probably the least successful of the three lands.
I also feel like of the three, this would be the one that would translate to a Dubai audience. Probably the worst.
I don't know, because people kept saying that they weren't sure The Simpsons would work, but there were plans to throw Simpsons into Dubai.
Yeah. I
honestly don't know.
I worry more about like Family Guy. That would be probably the biggest.
No, I definitely agree with that, especially with how much alcohol is in the show. Same with Futurama.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least The Simpsons, you can kind of ignore the alcohol usage.
No,
or right around it.
Except in this land.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
This one is kind of front and center. But
welcome to Animation Domination. We have Duff Brewery. We have Pawtucket Brewery.
Yeah, we got the Drunken Clam. We got Duff Beer. We got the Drunken Clam. We got there's probably beer over at Bender's Black Market.
Yes, no, I think there was beer listed. There is like beer all over the place.
Let's get drunk at the Dubai theme park.
Yeah, that's why you go to Dubai.
Yeah, there's kind of a reason why when I did the Empire State Club in our project, I made a specific note of a mocktail menu.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was something I was trying to actively avoid in Futurama as well. It was like Bender's drinking, like things like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Next project. This one was good.
If the Bender animatronic ever breaks down, what are you going to do now? You can't it.
Yeah.
They'll feed him at night. They'll be fine.
On to Teen Reality and the Big Apple.
It certainly is big. This was good. Entirely too ambitious.
This was the Seasons of Fantasy of
yes. Yeah.
Of the Fox Park.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you guys chose like one of these and expanded it, it would have been better. Well, not even though, because the lands just get bigger and bigger with each one.
Yeah.
You get the classic district with like 2 attractions, and then you get like the next one with like 4 attractions, and then future is like 8 attractions or something like that.
Yeah. I wonder who worked on this.
Who has been doing those?
I'm pretty sure it's Pi, because Pi is known for his love of trash cans.
Damn it, Pi. His love of trash cans.
Yep, because Pi and I tag teamed the trash cans in the trash in the 1986 competition.
Kinky.
I like the brick restrooms.
Yeah.
That feels very New York.
Mm.
It makes me feel like I'm going to get stabbed every time.
No, you need like those shitty concrete bathrooms in the parks.
Yes. I want to feel the same way I would feel in actual New York City that I do at this theme park. I want to walk and every time I round a corner feel like I'm going to either be pickpocketed or...
We want to recreate that feeling of being 3 blocks away from 5th Ave at 11 o'clock at night.
Right, yeah. The attractions, they have the...
Yep, so... Yeah, first we've got Festival of Fantastical Films.
Which is a good name. I like this name.
Also, fun fact, even though nobody knows these people because Tiki isn't here, that Regal Theater is where Monkey and I saw Avengers.
Nice. Which Avengers? The first
wow, Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
That looks like a good Regal Cinemas to see.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was Endgame.
Aha.
Yeah.
Well, that looks like an even better Regal Cinemas to see Endgame.
It was cool. It's right off of Times Square. It's right across from Ripley's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The only Regal Cinemas I've ever been to is now defunct. And it was really gross. And I felt like I was going to get stabbed by the junkies who were in the parking lot because I came out after watching The Lighthouse at 3 a.m.
Oh, my God.
In downtown Portsmouth. It was not a good time.
Oh.
No, this is I'm very conflicted because this could have been the entire land.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of gratuitous. But,
yeah,
I mean it's well made.
Yeah, like I can appreciate the sort of intention that feels like it's here of essentially doing kind of a great movie ride, but using 20th Century Fox properties.
Yeah.
But the actual like flow and design feels a little too mismatched in a way for me personally.
That's fair.
This is the weirdest one, just the Cosmo.
No, I agree.
Like, these are movies, and then we just have Neil deGrasse Tyson presents Cosmos.
Yeah.
Every scene is by a different team member. While that's totally a unique and awesome thing, you can tell.
Like, I know that you guys were proud that you broke the prompt, but I think you guys should have thought about, like, if you should break the prompt.
Right. Your scientists were so they were focusing so much on if they could. They didn't stop to think if they should.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. Like,
it is.
It's good.
I think it's kind of an odd collection of properties.
No, I agree.
But I think this Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I wonder who did that one.
Yeah.
Our resident fan of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So let's jump over to one of my least favorite movies of 2017. It's a Golden Zephyr style spinner. And I think of all the sequences to pick from The Greatest Showman, this was kind of a weird one to make into an attraction.
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of brings up the point of you guys going too big with this too.
Yeah.
Because this feels like you made it solely to fill the space.
Right. And
when you could have cut the land completely and made the project stronger as a result.
Yeah, I don't know. You could have cut The Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not just because of the way they absolutely botched P.T. Barnum, who was a horrible person in real life, and made him.
No, that's exactly what he was like. He was Hugh Jackman. He was beautiful.
Yeah, he was just
strong.
The nicest guy ever. He totally cared about all the slaves. I mean, all of the performers that worked for him.
He was he was clever.
Even speaking as somebody myself who doesn't have as negative a view of Barnum as a lot of people do, this just got Barnum so wrong. Like, you could tell an interesting story about P.T. Barnum.
No, seriously, you could do one where he's just like the worst dude and he's just tricking people.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I had an idea at one point myself that you could do a biopic about Barnum, starting off showing just the asshole that he was in just his single-minded pursuit of profit through showmanship.
Yeah.
Then show him losing all of his fortunes with his investment in the Jerome Clock Company, and then actually show him actually shift into politics and actually start using his power of personality for good, which was an actual turn in the guy's life.
Yeah.
I don't understand why this movie wasn't just an adaptation of Barnum the musical. Because it's basically the same thing, and I feel like the musical is like a bit more accurate to Barnum as a person.
I want to know why they didn't make Zac Efron Bailey.
Why what?
Why Zac Efron wasn't just the character of Bailey instead of whoever the hell he was.
I don't know.
Like Barnum and Bailey were partners.
You know, it's fine.
I don't think it was that early on in his career, so maybe
I thought it came late, didn't it?
The circus was actually like really late in Barnum's life. It was more like Bailey approached Barnum, made his pitch, and Barnum basically went, "Hey, I like the cut of your jib. I'll invest in this."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a weird movie, but let's move on to modern.
Anyway, take a drink and we'll move on to modern New York.
I need one.
I also just want to point out
dining as well, or
what?
Should we do a quick mention of like?
Oh yeah.
Oh geez, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. This is a really great idea for a restaurant. Broadway, it's a good way to represent a lot of like the Fox musicals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really cool.
a really nice idea on that part.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I like Richard Attenborough. I like his brother better though. And then the Titanic store. I don't like the movie Titanic. I'm just gonna put that one out there, but
I mean, these are good choices for shops for old New York. Yeah, I like
a little hat store, but yeah, in classic more Pooh Talk fashion, we skip that.
We don't have too much to say. Die Hard Tower Attack. That's kind of an iffy name.
Yeah.
Just realizing that now. They come to New York where you can ride Tower Attack. Oh no.
Yeah, here we go.
Also, I just want to point out very quick before I forget. I like that we have modern New York, but the poster of it is like New York from like 1991.
The New York before the tower attack.
Oh no. But yeah, no, this was great. It's pretty similar to the one that we did.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm again glad it wasn't a coaster. I don't know if you guys thought it was going to be a coaster, but for whatever reason, I had in my head someone's doing a Die Hard coaster, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, we wanted to do a coaster just because we wanted like a launch coaster because those are so big in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
But the drop tower is definitely a better choice.
Home Alone is one that I think could lend itself really well to a drop tower too, especially Lost in New York.
Yeah. This is one that we were so close to doing too.
Yeah, like a Mr. Toad style Mr. Toad's Wild Ride style dark ride is such a good fit for Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's one of the flaws of this attraction is that they focus too much on the story of the movie.
It could have just been like you avoiding traps, and then at the end you see the Christmas tree and the bird lady, and it would have been.
Maybe I think a Home Alone ride should like punch you in the shoes of Harry and Marv.
Yeah, and maybe you could have like static figures of Kevin or of Harry and Marv just like getting their comeuppance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, this sequence I could see very easily as a.
Yeah, they get their comeuppance. Riders nearly come into the path of like a trap or two along the way.
Yeah, like Dash said, something more like Mr. Toad, I think would be very great for a Home Alone ride.
Yeah. But yeah, let's jump over to the next attraction, the walkthrough.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think is a great addition to the Night at the Museum concept.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why Kamun Ra is the character, because he was not in the first Night at the Museum or at that museum specifically.
It's a traveling exhibit.
Yeah, I do think you could have just. I'm sure that Rami Malek has nothing else going on though. He probably could just be here.
But he's got all that Oscar money.
He does. So why does he need to do anything else other than stand in Dubai in a theme park ride and then go get drinks at the Simpsons Land? But yeah, it's a good little walkthrough.
No, I agree. This was just as good as ours.
Mm-hmm. There he is.
Very different. There he is. There's the boy. There's Freddie Mercury.
There he is, Freddie Mercury.
Himself.
Him and Al Roker are both going to live together in our New York lands. In more Pooh Talk, we're combining all the best parts of your attractions with our ideas, and we're making them do our.
That's the thesis of more Pooh Talk. We're just going to adapt your ideas to our ideas.
More Pooh Talk. We can do it better. A drunk.
Neat to see that they also actually wound up getting Ice Age in there via Night at the Museum.
Yeah, that was super neat. I thought that was something I quite enjoyed when I saw that. I'm like, oh, that's clever. But it's a Turtle Talk with Crush.
Yeah. I don't have a ton to say, but it's pretty okay.
with 4 characters that are significantly more annoying than Crush. I don't want to talk to Sid for any amount of time.
No. This was a weird idea, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
I'll just come out and straight up say I didn't like it.
Yeah, like, it's just weird to me because Camp Half-Blood is so removed from New York City.
Right.
Because in the books, it's on Long Island, right?
Yeah.
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 And I think it's an interesting idea, but I don't think it was necessary.
I think if you wanted to include Percy Jackson, you could have done a whole Percy Jackson land.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just because there's enough, at least in the books, not the movies. The movies are awful. But in the books, there was enough content to really do a whole land. You could have done a lot of different attractions. But
absolutely. And a lot of the books did take place in New York.
They did.
It's not Camp Half-Blood.
Right.
Yeah.
Bob's Burgers. It's a menu, and it looks good because I like cheeseburgers.
Yeah, this one was good. Personally, I think I prefer the other menu, even though it's unreadable.
Right.
It's because it's bigger. I think it had more. Obviously, it had more options because it's bigger. But it's good. I like it. Yeah, it's got Budweiser Zero. I appreciate that.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah. I see someone remembers our sponsorship deal.
Yeah, thank you.
We get $1 for every time you guys reference it as well. So
we do. So we each have 33 cents.
Yeah,
so.
We're doing really good. 33.
Yeah, so Bob's Burgers was good.
We trade days on the extra penny.
Tiki gets the extra penny.
Yeah. Hey man, same.
Oh yeah.
You dying there, Dash? You good?
I'm good.
We have to send an ambulance. I don't know where you live. Somebody I'm talking to online is choking.
Where is he? I don't know.
I don't know.
He's on YouTube.
He's on the other side of the StreamYard call.
Yeah.
Why is this not a restaurant?
Yeah. This would have been such a genius restaurant. But
like, I don't usually say like, "Hey, I'm going to Fox Park. I need to pick up some kitchen supplies."
You guys need a colander or anything? I'm going to the New York theme park.
I need a new stand mixer. I'll be back in a bit.
It's like when you go to the zoo for Dippin' Dots. But why?
But yeah, it's an interesting idea, but it should have been a restaurant.
Yeah. And you should have had to cook your own meals, and the chefs would eat it and judge you.
Yeah. No,
yeah. And Duncan's Toy Chest, natural pick for a store.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So future New York.
Wow, Futurama.
Who would have ever put Futurama?
I know. I think Futurama's a really stupid idea. There's so many other things that you could have done, and Futurama's obviously the worst choice.
Right. You could have done a Simpsons brewery tour.
So future is where you guys lose me.
Yeah.
Too many conflicting IPs.
Yeah.
Under the setting of New York.
Yeah, there were things that you could have cut here that would have made a lot more sense. You could have set it in a different New York, but
yeah.
There was the New York stuff. There was Futurama stuff. There was all of the Marvel IPs that they featured. There's Alien as well.
You get robots.
Decide on what flavor of future New York you wanted to go with.
Right. All of these futures are very conflicting. In some of these are post-apocalyptic. In others, they are entirely run by robots. And some of them are Comedy Central shows.
Yeah.
So you got to decide.
I think that robots could have worked within New York, but that's like the only one that would have fit remotely.
Yeah. Because Marvel, I mean, you could do an X-Men land very easily.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's also weird too because Marvel and Fantastic Four take place in the modern day.
Right, not the future.
Actually, not even. Quicksilver's like the 70s, isn't it?
Yeah.
83, because at least
83.
in Apocalypse, they went to see Return of the Jedi and they hated it.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen that. That movie was bad.
Yeah, I saw it by myself on a day when I used to work at the movie theater and I didn't want to work, so I just sat down in the theater. And because I had to clean it later anyway, so I'm like, I'm just going to watch this movie.
Yeah, at least Apocalypse wasn't as bad as Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac couldn't have been Apocalypse, but
yeah.
it had a good Quicksilver scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally a rational nitpick on my part, but they totally wasted Jubilee, and I deduct points from Apocalypse because of that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't love Jubilee, but they did her dirty.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Quicksilver, I liked seeing the roller coaster tycoon little mock up. I thought that was a clever little thing to have in there. This isn't a launch coaster, right? Or am I mistaken?
No, it is. It has 2 launches, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
It's also called Quicksilver Super Speed.
Right, which would have made it very weird. That's why I was like, this is weird.
It's just a chain link.
This isn't a launch coaster. This is very weird. Why is it a speed? I do want to buy Quicksilver goggles to go with my brand new cast iron pan. But yeah, a Quicksilver coaster makes sense. Fantastic Four.
Yep, Fantastic Four. Baxter Building breakout.
And this is a good attraction as well. Like, I mean, so this future area is probably the strongest area in your project. But I just think it's very disjointed.
It's the strongest, but also the weakest, if that makes sense.
No, I get that in certain respects.
Like all the individual products are very strong. It's the execution that was very weak.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fantastic Four. It was.
I appreciate a script.
I do. I love a script. I poured my heart and soul into a script that very few people read. So I appreciate it. However, Fantastic Four is a very odd IP to choose because nobody likes those movies.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I understand the Marvel corner. So for a need for a Marvel corner, that makes sense.
Right. But I think you could have picked another.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, I mean, they could. I mean, even working from those movies, they could still definitely make a good attraction. Remember, Waterworld was a terrible movie, but made for an awesome stunt show.
Yeah, it's true.
I've never seen either, so I can't comment.
The stunt show is actually really good.
That was the one thing I didn't do when I went to Universal.
Hollywood?
Yes.
Yeah. It was cool. It's like a half-hour long. It's worth seeing once.
I can think of a few of those. Yeah. The script is pretty good. It's very long, but I appreciate it. And
I really appreciate it when people actually write out dialogue and and it's successful, unlike Futurama. That's like what I was trying to do with Futurama, but I appreciate the scripting.
Yeah, when I worked on Age of Magic, that script, it took me like 4 hours, so I know what it takes to go into a script.
Script writing's hard.
It is.
So you have to make the dialogue just not sound awful.
Right. Which is why I liked Age of Magic, because it's a Disney stage show, so it could sound pretty awful.
Yeah.
A ride can't.
Yeah. That's literally why in the Futurama script that I wrote, I literally just wrote the professor, because that's the only character that I knew how to write.
But yeah, we got this was a very long one to get through, but I appreciated it.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I think this was really good. Both of the Marvel rides were great. I really enjoyed both.
They were,
of them, really.
for sure.
Yeah.
Danger Room Blitz
is a flat ride. That's a good flat ride. It's a good idea for a flat ride.
Yep. And having screens that showcase clips from the movie was a little odd.
Yeah.
Especially where you use Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse.
Yeah.
But, both of which are, and First Class, all of those are not set in the future.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Days of Future Past, you can even kind of get that one's tough. Like, it's mostly not set in the future, but kind of is. So I'll give you a pass on that one. It's fine. It's a flat ride. The fact that you put that much theming into a flat ride is more than I would have done.
Yeah.
Planet Express Simulator.
Yeah. It was good. I'm biased, but it was still good.
I mean, all of these I could imagine seeing in real life, walking in and just hearing the good news everyone as part of the theme park attraction. That feels like it fits just so well.
Yeah.
Like the professor, the opening of Futurama episodes with the professor feels like it always feels like a pre-show.
Yeah.
Like it would fit so well.
No, I agree.
Yeah, it's a simulator.
Yeah.
The gear spin, another.
It is a flat ride.
Yeah, you could have not had this.
Yeah.
I say with the love of it because Robots is a great IP because it's so obscure, and I literally only remember the one scene from the robot bathroom where Robin Williams' robot is threatening to come into the bathroom or whatever the hell happened there. But I don't know how well it fit. I don't know how well any of these fit into what you guys were trying. It felt like a Tomorrow.
Yeah. Actually, over in the comments, it looks like Beowulf raised that exact point.
Oh, Beowulf. Good job. You beat me to my thoughts. Get out of my head, please. Or you won't get a Budweiser Zero.
That's the prize for Sorcerer's Apprentice, a Budweiser Zero.
One. We keep the rest, but we will send you one.
Unrefrigerated Budweiser Zero.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the truck that ships it has refrigeration. But we can't promise that.
Yeah. We also can't promise carbonation.
Right.
Yeah.
We can't promise much, but we can promise you'll get one. At least you can have one. And then Alien Xenomorph Attack. Alien is a Fox IP that I thought this would have been the one that everyone would have used.
It seems
yeah.
So a big thing that a lot of people playing have, I don't want to call it an issue. A lot of people seem very scared to work with adult IPs.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily agree with that. I understand it, so I understand why IPs like this don't show up that often, because we had that same issue during the video game project. There were a few people on my team who were like, no, we can't have violence. This is a family park. So I understand it, but adult IPs do have a place. So that's why I understand people not doing things like Alien or Planet of the Apes.
Right.
Or some more adult IPs.
Yeah, I get it. I definitely get it, especially for some of the newer Imagineers who aren't taking the same risks that someone who's been here forever and is just fuck it. I've got the name.
Got the name. That's what I do every stance. I'm like, fuck it, I'm Joker's Wild. What are they gonna do? Fire me? I'm an institution.
That's what everyone should say. I want everyone take a deep breath and just look at yourself and say, what are they going to do? Fire me?
Yeah.
And use that going forward. Because you know what?
Every time you feel down, I want you to look in the mirror and say to yourself, I'm an institution.
Welcome to More Pooh Talk, the most inspirational self-help show.
Yeah, we're trying to be uplifting.
Where all the hosts can't even help themselves.
I know, I have a therapist.
Never forget the weird ideas that that lurk in the far off chambers of Disney Imagineering. Like that time Eisner wanted an Aliens shooter dark ride.
Yeah. I think literally every stanza I use the phrase "let's get weird with it." And we usually do, and it's usually successful. So please get weird with it.
Everyone should get weird with it. Always get weird with it. I would have, but yeah, back to Alien. I'm glad you guys did it.
Yeah, so am I.
Like, Alien is... The first two Aliens are very good movies.
Yeah.
They're like Aliens is probably one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time, and Alien is probably one of my favorite horror movies. So having it be there is, I mean, it's nice to see something that isn't Futurama, for lack of.
Okay.
I hate Futurama. I don't want to see it now. But after reading all three of them, seeing the Alien was a nice thing because I was kind of expecting it on all three.
Did we talk about it, Dash? I feel like we did.
I think there was a mention at one point. One of the land ideas that we were considering, if we didn't go with the New York idea, was maybe a sci-fi area that would have had a major focus on Alien and Predator.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that would
So
have
I'm
been.
sure it was talked about by everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it is probably one of the big. I mean, besides like X-Men, I think it's probably one of the bigger Fox IPs that.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, it's good. It's a good ride. I appreciate like an Omnimover style ride, especially through something that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Just give me
Anyway, we gotta wrap this bad boy up because we're 6 minutes over, and Tiki's gonna get awful sore.
Oh no,
So we gotta move on.
Evil Tiki. So let's.
We gotta move on to dining.
Slurm stand makes sense.
Yeah, it's good. So this one, you have a sushi. No, go down.
All right.
Sushi restaurant. Where is the sushi? It's a sushi restaurant, no fish and soup.
I guess this sushi was bought at the soup store.
I guess I'm offended on the behalf of all of Japan.
Well, it's super powered sushi, and they obviously couldn't get any super powered fish.
Oh, that might be why there's soup, because it's a pun. But they should have said soup -er powered sushi.
Or it could have just been super power, and then just been soup. Yeah, sushi can be vegetarian, but
it doesn't need to have the fish.
But I do think that if you're gonna have a sushi place, you probably should have fish.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four store. Serenity.
I like the Firefly representation.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm surprised that everyone's missed.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know, that's actually something else that could have actually potentially been a ride, you know?
That could have been a land. Yeah, granted, I've never seen Firefly. I just know the world's very big.
They could have done a second season that's just a ride. And you just cram a whole season of TV into.
Yeah, it's like a 2-hour long ride. It would have been great.
It would have been great. Daredevil. That's a little 8-minute show. It's pretty neat.
Wait. Your local sushi place has soup?
What? Why?
Is it like Japanese soup? Or is it just like hey, you can get sushi or you can get like chicken noodle soup?
Yeah, and but yeah, then finally we got the Dazzler, musical mutant, and that's neat.
Yeah, no, this is a really good idea for a show. Very natural.
Yeah. But that's it.
Very
Thank you
natural
for visiting 20th Century Studios. And in an effort to get Tiki from taking away all of our Budweiser Zero or Budweiser Yeah, Budweiser Zero.
It's time for us to go.
Yep.
Please keep talking about the mess that is soup in a sushi restaurant. We're gonna go. Any final thoughts about this project? Any thoughts about the current stanza?
I wish someone had done Planet of the Apes, but I get it.
Yeah, I know we talked about it, at least like in passing.
Yeah, it was a fun stanza to work on, trying to work from a different selection of IPs from a movie studio.
Yeah, I've got to say I'm much more excited about this current stanza.
But this arcade is looking like a very fun project.
Yeah, I'm really proud of what we have together so far.
I'm excited to see 3 Flynn's arcades.
Oh, it's coming. Just you wait.
But so yeah, to quote now from a classic 20th Century Fox film: "So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye."
Yeah. Everyone, have a great night. You're all beautiful. Goodbye.